As you can see, lots of news in the M&A world. It is Monday after all. So let's break it down for you as we do every Merger Monday. Bloomberg senior deals reporter Jeff McCracken is out here with me in our newsroom. So Jeff, the big story or the big dollar number is this $3 billion price tag being attached to a company called CommScope.
Right.
Why is Carlyle interested in them?
I think what you've got here are a couple trends we've been talking about for a few weeks. You've got private equity looking to put their money to use. They sat on the sidelines a lot in 2008 and 2009, Carlyle being one of those companies. And then CommSource, which is right in the middle of manufacturing cables, fiber optic cables, coaxial cables for telecom and computer companies. And we've said for a long time tech is one of those segments where you're going to see some M&A. Some other segments like consumer products perhaps you haven't seen as much, but tech is definitely one where there's a lot of activity. So you get private equity, tech coming together to create a deal here.
And go in and buy the hardware and the pipes and whatnot within that. So
exactly.
$3 billion, it's not, something to sneeze at, but they're certainly not near the kind of takeout deals we saw years ago. Why are we seeing this like under $20 billion range?
What's really interesting is you've got three developments that should be causing a lot of M&A. You've got $1 trillion in cash sloshing around on balance sheets. You've got acquisition markets, the financing markets that are willing. They're very hospitable, accommodating for big deals. And you've got private equity looking to do deals. So those three factors should cause a lot of big deals, but they're not. And I think really you can almost tie it to the consumer. And what's going on are the CEOs and the boards, they're looking at consumer confidence, they're looking at hiring, and they're saying, you know what, just not the right time to do the game-changing deal, the deal that really changes my company radically. I think they're okay with the $1, the $2, the $3 billion deal, and you're seeing a boost in that area, but you're not seeing that $10 billion, $15 billion deal. You've got a couple out there, but usually you've got 5 or 6 going on at this point.
We've been talking to so many forecasters recently about what to expect out of the midterm elections, and there's this growing buzz about maybe a 1-year extension of the current tax policies, right? So does that account for any of the slowdown that we've seen? Because I feel like we were talking about things getting hot and heavy with takeovers, and then they're coming in at more of a trickle now.
I think there's some of that going on. I think if you're sitting there at private equity and you're saying, okay, I can get this kind of multiple with a better tax rate, or maybe next year I'll roll the dice and I'll get a better multiple when people feel more confident, when some jobs have perhaps been added, and perhaps I'll pay a higher tax rate, or perhaps I'll get lucky and I'll get the 1-year extension. So I think it's literally, they're running the numbers and they're deciding, I'm going to pull back on an auction and maybe take my chance next year when, as you pointed out, the tax rates stay the same, or if they go up, I can offset that with a better multiple on the sale of the asset.
All right. Well, Jeff, thank you very much
for
watching M&A Front for us.